Yes, I have saved the program separately. Okay, as a new file, I've saved it. Right now, I think it will work correctly. Okay, it doesn't understand into main, so I will give it uh, into main and then the return 0. Right? Okay. Enter the size. Right now, it's correctly working. So enter the size of the array. Suppose I have given the size of the array. Suppose 7. Okay. Now enter the elements. What are the elements that I need to enter? I want to enter the elements as per the example that I have used. Okay. 77, 42, 35. 77, 42, 35. 12. Then 12, 5 and 101. 12, 5 and 101. So these are unsorted array that I have given as the input, and the output one extra element. Acha, size of size I have given. Sorry. ठीक है, no असुविधा नहीं. I have given an extra element 120, right? 7 I have given size. So after the sorting, it has done the sorting correctly. Okay, 5, 12, 35, 42, 77, 101, and 120. Is it correct? Understood? प्रत्येक बुझता वाले?
Yes, sir.
So can anyone tell me what is the time complexity or computational time complexity of this program, of this bubble sort? Time complexity of a program, I have already told. How much time that particular algorithm or program will require. Obviously, we will calculate it in a generalized form. How much time that particular program or algorithm will require to execute. That is the time complexity. Okay, will require to execute. So in this case, what will be the time complexity of this program?
Sir, big O of n square.
Big O of n square. One guy has told me the correct one. Big O of n square. Okay, n square. N square, right? In such a way. So where n is the total number of elements as a part of this array. So the guy who has told me that big O of n square, can you tell me the logic why big O of n square is coming?
Sir, there are two loops. For the first, if when it will enter the loop, if I equals to 1, then the j loop will run n times. And similarly, like that, for n number of iterations of I, j will run n times. So n into n square.
Yes. Do you understand?
But sir,
other people will understand that thing?
But sir, we can decrease this loop like for I is equal to 1. If j is equal to 0, like in j time we will decrease the size of n also. Then it doesn't need to be run the loop at the end of 5. Like I'm saying, can I represent my code?
No, we can change the code in a different way. Okay, that is not a
yeah, like I'm saying, if f is equal to, we take an integer value f, like f is equal to n, then after that in loop of j, like j is equal to 0 and j should be f minus 1. After this loop finish, then we take f minus minus, then it doesn't need to be run the loop at the end of the position 5 times at every time.
Yes, then can you reduce the time complexity for in this way?
Yes, sir. I also done it.
What will be your time complexity? Big of n.
I didn't calculate it.
So first calculate the time complexity. If you make a similar kind of time complexity, then there is no usefulness of your code. And if you are able to reduce the time complexity, then it is usefulness. So in my code, these are general code of bubble sort. Okay. So in my code, why the n squared time complexity will be required, that you need to understand. Very simple. So we can go for the word file again. So if there are n number of elements are there, that means what are the two operations that we are performing inside our code? Inside our code, we have performed these two operations. That means two for loop I am using in my code for representing the first for loop representing the number of passes, and the second for loop will representing the number of iteration under each and every passes. So there are total n number of passes. Generally, we will consider n number of passes. N minus 1 means n. Okay, because we are considering the larger value in case of time complexity, right? So n number of passes for the outer for loop, and for the inner for loop, again n number of passes. Okay, because in general term we will consider n, because n minus 1 and n minus 2 for one element and two element comparison will be reduced, then there is no no effect will be given, but too much effect will be given for the time complexity calculation. Okay, only one element time or two element time does not create any effect. Okay, so that's why n minus 1, n minus 2 is more or less similar. Okay, there is no need to update. But if it is n by 2, then it will create some effect, because average halfway যাচ্ছে. So it will create some effect. But n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 doesn't create any effect. Understood? So that's why for n number of passes, our inner loop or iterative loop is actually iterating, or you can say the comparison is performing n number of times. So for one element, it will perform n number of times. For n number of elements, it will perform n into n number of times. Understood? কি বলতে চাইছে বুঝতে পারছো? For one pass, it will perform n number of comparison. Then if there is n number of passes, then how many comparison we will require? N into n minus 1? N into n minus 1, তাই তো? Right? N into n minus 1? This number of comparison will require? Hello? Do you understand? And n into n, this number of comparison will require?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Hello? Am I audible? So
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
okay. So n into n means what? N square. So we actually doing n into n. That means n square. So that's why the total time complexity or worst case time complexity of bubble sort is big of n square. But bubble sort time complexity can be reduced with a modified code up to big of n. Reduce kora jai. And how this big of n, I mean, which code will be there, that by the help of which we can reduce the bubble sort time from n squared to big of n, that I leave on you. You just search, you just apply and try to give me the logic that how that code has been reduced, that the time complexity can be reduced. Okay, understand? Understand?
Yes,
Okay, so
Yes,
this is all about your bubble sort. Now we are moving into our next discussion, that is how we can represent two-dimensional array. I'm just starting today, and then we will continue this discussion in the next lecture. Okay, so how we can represent a two-dimensional array, or you can say how we can present a two-dimensional array by the help of C programming. So two-dimensional array is a part of multi-dimensional array, as all of you know that. And two-dimensional array mainly looking like a matrix. Okay. Here we are mainly dealing with a numerical array, because character array, I have a separate chapter or separate discussion regarding the character array and strings. So that's why I'm not discussing any array or any two-dimensional array on character basis. Okay, I'm just discussing here the numerical basis two-dimensional array, which contains only numerical values, right? Like integer array or float array, like this. So this is the way of how we can represent two-dimensional array. First, we have to give data type, then the array name, and then two sizes that maintain with a square bracket. The first size will represent the number of rows of the array, and the second size will represent the number of column of the array. Okay, number of column means the size of the column, or number of column, whatever we will say. So if the array will look like this, if we define the integer array with 3 row size and 3 column size, that means what will be the total number of elements that array can hold? 3 into 3, total 9 elements, 9 number of elements this array can hold, because 3 rows and 3 columns the array has. So total 9 elements the array can hold. So in this case, suppose we have defined the two-dimensional array in such a way, int a 2 3. Okay, int a 2 3. That means 2 rows are there and 3 columns are there. So if you just represent the two-dimensional array in the form of matrix, then it contains 2 rows and 3 columns. So 2 rows and 3 columns means how many total number of elements that matrix can hold? 2 into 3, total 6 elements. So here the 6 element has been defined at compile time. So just like the one-dimensional array, the two-dimensional array can also be input of the two-dimensional array can also be taken at compile time as well as at runtime through terminal with the help of scanf function. Okay, so these are general a compile time definition or declaration of an array, two-dimensional array.
স্যার ওইখানটা বুঝতে পারলাম না যে ওটা যদি আমি প্রিন্ট করে তাহলে কি রকম ভাবে এটা আসবে, আউটপুটটা কি দেবে?
Okay, the first row will contain two elements. Second row will contain these two elements, and third row will contain these two elements. Understood? 2 rows and 3 columns. Sorry. 2 rows and 3 columns. So total matrix will contain 2 rows and 3 columns. So the first row will contain these 3 elements. 3 column is how many elements? 3 elements, 0, 0, 0. And the second row will contain again 3 elements, 1, 1, 1. So your matrix will look like this. The first row contains 0, 0, 0, and the second row contains 1, 1, 1. Let's check it out. Check out this figure. This is an example of a different kind of matrices. So this is a matrix of 2 cross 2. 2 cross 2. This is a matrix of 3 cross 3. 3 cross 3. Okay. This is a matrix of 3 cross 3. 3 cross 3. Using word, that's why it's changing. Okay. Okay, just I'm saying, okay. So this is a matrix of 3 cross 3. This is a matrix of 2 cross 2. Okay. So in such a way, you can build a matrix of a square matrix you can draw, or you can draw a rectangle matrix, your choice. So if you are drawing a rectangle matrix, so if we delete the last row in that matrix, so it will look like a rectangle matrix. So 2 rows, row number 1 and row number 2, and 3 columns. So this is row number 1, this is row number 2, and this is column number 1, column number 2, column number 3. Clear? বুঝতে পারছো? So in case of 1D array, you have only a x-axis. That means only the row, sorry, only the column. Column 0, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5, and so on. But row is always 1. In case of one-dimensional matrix, row is always 1. So that's why x dimension is available, but y dimension is not available. That's why it's one-dimensional matrix. But in case of this matrix, a two-dimensional matrix, two-dimension available. That means x dimension is available as well as y dimension is available. This is the y dimension. Okay, so that's why it's called two-dimensional matrix or multi-dimensional matrix. So these are 2 cross 2 matrix, 2 cross 3 matrix example. These are 2 cross 2 matrix example, and these are 3 cross 3 matrix example. Right. Now, very simple way, how can we represent this matrix? This is the very simple way of representing a matrix. So I have representing these 2 matrix. Okay, array 1 or array 2. That means 2 2D array I have represented. The first array contains a size 10, 10. Okay, that means maximum 100 elements you can store. And the second array contains 10, 10. That means here in the second array, array 2, maximum 100 elements you can store. Okay, maximum. So you can change, give the size. Suppose in an example, instead of 100 elements, you want to store total 9 elements. So 3 cross 3. So row size you have to give 3, and the column size you have to give 3. Okay, so 3 cross 3. So if you want to, one thing you have to listen very carefully. If you want to understand the program of two-dimensional array, because two-dimensional array programs is quite large, but it's very easy to understand. But it is in number of lines or number of length of the program is quite large compared to one-dimensional array. But if you want to understand a two-dimensional program, array program, that you have to understand this logic very carefully. That means this way of general representation of an array. This way of general representation of the array. Then only you are able to do any kind of program of two-dimensional array. Otherwise, it is very difficult for you to do that two-dimensional array program, right? So what is the general form? The general form that you already understood, those who have already done matrix in mathematics, matrix operations in mathematics, they are already familiar with this general term, right? So if A is an array, so the first element will represent A00. Second element will represent A01. Why 00? Because this is a 0th row. This is a 0th row, right? And this is a 0th column. This is the first row, and this is the first column. Okay, so A00 means this element will represent the index row number 0 as well as the index column number 0. That means both the index of this element are 0, 0. That's why A00. In this element, in this case of element, row is 0, but the column is 1. right? So that's why A is 0, 1. For this element, row is 1, column is 0. So that's why A 1, 0. And for this element, the row is 1 and column is also 1. So that's why A 1, 1. Clear? Everyone clear? Bujhte parcho? Understand this?
Yes, sir.
So in case of 3 cross 3 matrix, we will do the same logic here. And obviously, these 3 diagonal elements are called diagonal elements of this matrix A00, and the diagonal elements indices is always similar. Both I and J should be similar. So A00, A11, and A22. So both row and column R and C will be similar in case of diagonal elements. Right. So we will execute. So we will always use 2 for loop. Remember, in case of 1-dimensional array, we'll always use 1 for loop to represent 1-dimensional array, because that loop will be representing only the elements according to the x-axis. Y-axis is not present in case of 1-dimensional. But in case of 2-dimensional array, always we will require 2 loop at least in case of 2-dimensional array. Why? Because 1 loop will represent the row, number of rows or row span, and another loop will represent the column, number of columns or column span. Okay. So in the code, I have used these 2 for loop. The first for loop, I is a for looping variable for representing row numbers, and the second for loop J will represent a column numbers. Okay, and the I for loop start from 0 to R. R means the row size, maximum size of the row. Suppose you have given 3 cross 3, so R is 3 and C is also 3, column is also 3. So 3 cross 3 matrix you are going to represent, right? So your I loop will start from 0 to run up to 3 minus 1, that means 2. 0 to 2 means 3. And here the J loop will also run from 0 to 2. Okay, that means 3. So 3 cross 3 matrix with the help of scanf, you can read the matrix in such a way. Right. Now, in the similar way, you can also read the matrix from the terminal with the help of scanf. This is a second matrix, array 2 or second array. This is a first array read, array 1, and this is a second array read, array 2. Clear? Now, these 2 printf to represent whatever matrix elements you have read, whether you have read correctly or not, just you are going to print that matrix. So what is the difference during the printf? You have to just change the scanf with the printf value. Just omit ampersand. You know that with the printf we don't require ampersand. And you have to put one new line. Mone porche, during the start print, I have shown you why we should put a new line. If you don't put a new line, then the matrix element will be represented in a single straight line. Understood? Remember, during the start print, I have shown why I have used, we have to use new line to make a formation of the matrix. Okay. So if we run this code, enter the size of the row. Okay, 3. In the size of the column, 3. So for both the matrix array 1 and array 2, I have given 3 cross 3. That means total 9 elements I have the array 1 will require, and total 9 elements array 2 will also require. Okay. So I am giving the 9 elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now array 2 will also require the 9 elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the matrix. Okay, this is the array 1 matrix. Okay, simply looking like a matrix. Why? Because of a new line. Okay, each and every new line will be placed after the 3 elements will be printed. Okay, and this is also looking like a matrix. Actually, I space study the bhule gechi. I have just forget to give a space. That's why these 3 elements are showing together. Okay. Okay, I forget to give the space. So in case of array 2, here I have to give the space and one new line as well. Okay. Clear? Understood how I can print an element, how I can access an element of a matrix. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can anyone tell me if I want to print the diagonals of this matrix, only diagonal elements, what should I do? Only diagonal elements. Look at this figure very carefully.
I is equal to J holo, sir.
Yes. I and J should be equal. I and J should be equal. So আমাদের অত I আর J ভাবতে হবে না, আমাদের কি করতে হবে? We should only run one for loop and print an array II means 0001 001122 like this. বুঝতে পারলে কি বললাম? Let's check this program. Look. Look, this program. One matrix I have taken as input through the scanf. One matrix, that matrix I have printed for just checking purpose. The matrix has been printed correctly. Then this is the operation to print only diagonal elements. Simple one for loop I have run that started from 0 to R, and I have just print add one I. Why I? Let's check it out. When I start with 0, then 0, 0 means what? First diagonal element. Add of 0, 0 means what? First diagonal element. Right? Then it will repeat again. It will repeat again. The next diagonal element will be I plus plus. That means I equal to 1. So next diagonal element will be a add of 1, 1. Add of 1, 1. Add of 1, 1 means what? Next diagonal element. Again, the loop will repeat, and I has been incremented by 1. So I becomes 2 right now. So the next or the last diagonal element will be add of 3, 3. Sorry, add of 2, 2. Add of 2, 2 means what? Clear? Everyone clear? And then it will break the loop. Why? Because it has already satisfied this condition. So it will break the for loop and print this diagonal element. Is it clear to you? Proত্যেকে বুঝতে পারলে? So 3 cross 3. I am taking the array elements as a input. Now what will be its diagonal elements? 159. In this array, 159 is the diagonal elements print. Understood? বুঝতে পারলে? Is it clear to you? Is it clear to everyone? Okay. So this is the way. Now the second problem is that if I will ask you to do the sum of the diagonal elements, the diagonal elements গুলো আছে the sum up করতে, but তিনটাকে যোগ করে that addition result will display of all these diagonal elements. So in a previous case I have given that array 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So what are the diagonal elements of that array? 159. So your output should be 9 plus 5 plus 1. That means the summation of the diagonal elements. That means 9 plus 5 14 plus 1 15. So for this it is very easy. So I have already shown how to print the diagonal elements. So we simply add that diagonal elements with the sum variable. প্রত্যেকে জানো sum of natural numbers কিভাবে করা হয়? These are sum of diagonal elements is equivalent to sum of natural numbers. So simply make sum equal to 0, a variable, and then sum equal to sum plus add 1 of I. The diagonal element simply added with it, and then finally we will print the value of the sum here. Understood? বুঝতে পারছো? 3 cross 3. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Clear? Anyone has any doubt, then ask me. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Anyone has any doubt?
কিভাবে করলেন? ডায়াগোনালটা কিভাবে করলেন ওটা একটু বলে দিন।
Okay. Just check this figure. If you want to understand the matrix program, I am telling you again, you have to check the generalized form of the matrix. You have to calculate this generalized form. In next class, I will show you how to calculate determinant of a matrix through a Sarah's rule. I am going to show to do a matrix operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication. All these operations I will show. So you will have to understand the matrix operation based on these general forms, A00, A01. Otherwise, you won't be able to understand. If you consider only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values instead of these general forms, you are never ever able to understand the matrix operation, right?
স্যার আব্দুলের ইয়েটা বুঝলাম যে আই আর জেটা ইকুয়াল হলে তবে আপনি ওই
Yes, because these three are the diagonal elements. A00, A11, A22. আমি তো আব্দুল ওটাই করলাম।
আই করলেন ওটা?
Yes, আই করেছি। This is the code. These are diagonal elements. তুমি নিজে পুট করে দেখো না, the value I is starting from 0. So add 1 of 0 0, the first element. Clear? It will repeat again for I plus plus. Next value of I will be 1. So add of 1 1. Again it will repeat I plus plus again. So next value of I will be 2. So add of 1 of 2 2. Understand? Very simple. So you can use any looping variable. Instead of I, you can also use J here. Doesn't matter. ওটা ভেরিয়েবল নেই, মানে ও তো ওই অ্যারের করেসপন্ডিং ভ্যালুটাকে নিয়ে কাজ করবে। It doesn't matter. If you use, instead of I, you can use J here. It will give you the same result. Three cross 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It will give you the same results. Understand? Clear? Okay. So everyone, please practice it. In the next lab, I'm going to show some more programs regarding this 2D matrix, and then we will give you some assignments to do it on it. Okay, 2D matrix. So please practice it. Practice the program. Only practice, practice, and practice. Practice makes you perfect. Okay. If you don't practice, then it will be very tough for you, because we are getting insight with more logic of the C program. In upcoming programs, we are doing much more complex programs. Okay. So please practice it.